So I saw these two photos side by side floating around social media, and it said something along the lines of, oh, we think that it's a modern day phenomena that men are dressing like women, but this photo is from the 50s and men were always dressing as women in short shorts and crop tops. And it's very interesting that they chose these two photographs because this guy is clearly like he's buff, he's more masculine looking, he has a lot of upper body strength. And Sam Smith is more overweight and fluctuant in his body weight. Okay, so 50 years ago, on average, men have 50% higher levels of testosterone than the modern men today. So it actually has nothing to do with the way that they are dressed, but rather the energies that they are carrying. The dressing becomes irrelevant as to if they're going to have more feminine or masculine traits, because as you see in the more athletic guy, he is going to have higher levels of testosterone because masculine energy is density. Masculine energy is up in the head and shoulder area. Masculine energy is more dense and hard and power and strength. Okay, masculine energy is held up in the upper body and feminine energy is held in the lower body. So we can even use the analogy of how men and women get turned on and how it's different from one another. Okay, so masculine energy men get sexually aroused and turned on through the visual. So they get like up in the head area, they're very visual by design. So they use their eyes up in here in this area and their minds to get sexually aroused and turned on to a woman. And for women, we get turned on in the body, right? So a man we have to feel a lot of attraction and love for a man in our heart connection. And then we get lubricated in the pelvic area. So it's all like down here in the body that we get sexually aroused. We don't typically get sexually aroused in the headspace, but it is when he hits our heartstrings and makes us all, wet and lubricated, that we get sexually aroused. So with that being said, masculine energy is going to be up in the upper body, in the head, and feminine energy is beneath that. Man is head and woman is beneath him in the body area. So we have wombs, which men do not have. We can produce life in this lower body region. And so all of this is going to be considered feminine energy. So with the representation of Sam Smith, he is obviously going to have a lot more feminine energy because men with excess belly fat and excess body fat, they actually produce more estrogen in their bodies, okay? Their hormone levels are higher in estrogen and lower in testosterone because belly fat on men is estrogen. And it's actually kind of tricky for them because once they get a lot of excess estrogen from the outside world and they hold it in their bellies, it can be hard to lose it because it actually lowers testosterone, and testosterone is what they need in order to get rid of the excess belly fat, okay? So it is kind of tricky for them to get rid of it once they do get all of that excess estrogen and hold it in their bellies. So nonetheless, it just means that he is going to have more feminine traits and feminine energies because he does have excess belly fat, and this guy is more obviously powerful and strong, okay? And also adding to their boosting their testosterone levels, men in those days actually acquired more sunlight and they got outdoors more. They had more outdoor hard work jobs, physical labor, rather than more indoor jobs. And sunlight is a huge benefit to produce more testosterone. But as in back to Sam Smith's case, he is an artist, he's a performer, he is a creator. So he is actually going to naturally exude more feminine energies because he is more in his creative space, okay? So creativity is feminine essence. Creativity is within us predominantly because we are the creators of life. So he is more in his heart and emotional connection because he creates music and, he writes songs. So he's more in touch with the emotional side of him, and he's more in touch with the creativeness in him. Us women, we create life in our womb. So it's a very body connection and feminine connection to be in that creative space. So are you following me here? He is going to have more feminine traits because his livelihood is being creative and writing songs, and he's more in his heart and womb space connection. I mean, he doesn't have a womb, but he's in his lower body because he holds a lot of energy in that lower body, which is feminine energy. And I was actually talking about this last week on one of my TikTok videos, how feminine energy, it's actually good for us ladies to keep a lower paunch belly, like to have that lower tummy that's a bit protruding out, because this is beneficial to our reproductive organs. And then someone had also told me that if a woman doesn't have that like lower pooch, not that it's going to be like very obvious, but if a woman doesn't have that just a little bit of protruding belly on her lower tummy, then she has either had it removed surgically or lipoed off or whatnot. And I thought that was very interesting. And since I am here, I might as well go over it again. As I was talking about in my reel from last week, masculine energy men are going to be more attracted to feminine energy women that are have a curvy figure and plump breasts and a little bit more belly fat, not like obviously excess belly fat, but just a little belly pooch. They are more attracted to that because those kind of women are going to have more feminine energy. And as far as from a evolutionary perspective, men seek out women with a curvy figure and plump breasts because of signs of fertility. So when a woman had those plump breasts, it meant that she could produce milk for their offspring, and that curvy figure and those wide hips meant that she was fertile enough to create a baby. So this is a lot of the explanation as to why the huge trend of getting your butt injected and getting your boobs done with silicone or whatever it is that they inject into it is so huge right now, and like plumping up their lips because they are from the evolutionary perspective, women still want to signal to a mate that she is mate worthy. It all really makes sense from that perspective, but unfortunately it's become this viral trend to get your butt injected and lips plumped up and all of that, just because we are so overly sexualized. But ladies, I mean, if you eat the correct diet and you have the correct lifestyle, then you're going to naturally have plump breasts and you're going to have a good enough figure. You take care of your health and you take care of your body, then you don't have to go get it all injected. It's the things that we consume and the foods that we eat that cause us to lose elasticity in our skin and collagen and make our skins vital and beautiful and radiating, so that way we can signal a man to be attracted to us, so that we can signal to him that we are fertile and ready to procreate. But I really wanted to make this into a YouTube video and break down the Sam Smith, and I don't know, I guess this was from a movie, but I just it gets so easy to get drowned by the lies on social media and just people trying to make points about why this is okay and why this is not okay, and, you know, whatever it is. And I'm everything counterculture, okay? But yes, that is the reason why he is going to have more feminine traits and why the athletic guy is going to have more masculine traits. This was also a very impromptu video, so just wanted to keep it short and sweet. If you guys have any questions regarding masculine and feminine energies, or things that you want me to go over more in depth, be sure to leave them down below. And of course, like, follow, subscribe, and I will see you again in my next YouTube video, because we are going to try to be more consistent on here so that we can grow this platform. Mwah.